The Democrats are still lost in the wilderness. This is from The Hill. They're divided on how to attack Republicans for the 2018 election, which is incredible. Listen to what they say. House Democrats are at odds over whether attacks on President Trump will prove to be a winning campaign message in 2018. Trump's approval numbers are well underwater, so many Democrats maintain that linking the unpopular president to vulnerable Republicans is the obvious way to pick up the 24 seats the party needs to win back the House after 8 years in the minority. I think we can tie House Republicans to the failure of the Trump administration, said Representative G.K. Butterfield, who, by the way, sounds like a pompous fat cat. G.K. Butterfield here. That's how it sounds like he talks. It's conceivable we could probably win back the House. Yet Trump's meteoric rise in the political world has been built around defying odds and upending expectations, and his populist appeal and resilience to controversy paved his way to the White House, stunning Democrats who wrongly believed the mercurial reality TV star would be a drag on Republicans down the ballot. A number of Democrats say the party would be foolish to try that strategy again next year. Quote, I don't want to run against Trump, Representative Bill Pascrell, a Democrat of New Jersey, said. My recommendation is to run against the Republican Party, and I think our party has made a mistake by emphasizing too much Mr. Trump. He'll speak for himself, and he'll trip on himself. Representative John Larson of Connecticut, a former chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, said the 2018 midterm elections will hinge on a single issue, jobs. And everything else, including the Republicans' efforts to repeal Obamacare and the ongoing investigation into Russia's meddling in the presidential election, will be overshadowed by the degree to which voters feel financially secure. With that in mind, Larson said, the Democrats need to do much more than simply attack Trump. They need an aggressive economic message that resonates with marginalized voters who want help from Washington. Okay, so that last guy, Representative John Larson, he's the closest to correct of everybody that they outline in the article. But here's the problem. And you can go check it out. You can go read the entire article yourself if you want to. But here's what's not mentioned in the article on the 2018 strategy for Democrats in the election. Medicare for all, not mentioned once. Free college, not mentioned once. Ending the wars, not mentioned once. Living wage, not mentioned. New Deal, not mentioned. Green technology revolution, not mentioned. So, in the conversation on how to run in 2018, the camps are, let's bring up Trump because, Trump's like Trump and he's bad and he's not good. And, it's easy to run against him because he's, bad. You know what I'm saying? That's one camp. Just say Trump, and that's the magic words, and click your heels, and then we win. This is Hillary Clinton's strategy, and it didn't work. She couldn't beat him. That's one camp. The other camp is we should go out there and say, jobs. We're in favor of jobs. But what does that mean? You gotta be more specific. We're in favor of jobs, and we're against you not having jobs. Aren't we so smart? No, you're really fucking vague, and it's kind of stupid. It's like the standard political buzzwords, I will press button, and hopefully you like. Jobs. Yay. See, I'm a genius. I figured out how to campaign well. And another one they say is healthcare. They just say, healthcare. We should run on healthcare. What does that mean? What do you mean run on healthcare? There's a million different aspects of healthcare. Are you going to run pushing a public option? Are you just going to run defending Obamacare? Are you going to run on Medicare for all, which is what you should run on? Well, the answer is they're never going to stand up on their own and run on the classic, standard, liberal, progressive positions. Because at every opportunity, they snub the base and go in the other direction. So they're not gonna, on their own, scream about Medicare for all. They're not gonna scream about free college. They're not gonna scream about expanding Medicaid and Medicare. They're not going to talk about a green technology revolution, a New Deal. They're not going to talk about ending the wars. So we need to drag them to those positions, because the more you leave them on their own, they're so disconnected that people like Nancy Pelosi, the leader of the Democrats, she had the nerve to say, when some people were like, hey, maybe we should replace you because your record's abysmal. She's like, oh, come on, you can't replace me. I raise a lot of money from wealthy donors. That's your defense? Your defense is I'm the most corrupt. That's your defense. That's unbelievable. So, yeah, that's the fucking problem, Nancy. That's the problem. Is that your only thing you have to rely on is I raise a lot of money from rich people. And then guess what? That drags the party further in a right-wing direction. That's what it does. That's the effect of that. It drags the party further in a right-wing direction because the Democrats are going to represent their donors and they're not going to represent the constituents. They're not going to represent the people who are screaming. Look at the poll numbers. Look at the poll numbers on raising taxes on the rich, ending the wars, free college, Medicare for all. And she also has the nerve to say, I don't think the American people are there yet on Medicare for all. Then you haven't looked at the polls. It's that simple. What? Oh, God, they're so embarrassing. So they don't get it. They're a mix of like totally lost and they genuinely are just out of touch and they don't get it. But then the other part of it is sold out to corporate donors. So that's why a primary strategy for so long has been Russia, Russia, Russia. Now, recently, some Democrats have realized, hey, this isn't working. When I go back for town halls, nobody's talking about Russia. Nobody's talking about it. So that's not going to work. So some of them are coming to that page, but now the next step in the evolution of their message is, maybe we just talk about Trump's bad? And then the people who are one step beyond that go, you talk about jobs? It's like, okay, you guys, you're dragging behind the rest of the liberal progressive base and the rest of the American people who are regular people who just want their lives improved by better policy that's not... that doesn't set up an economy that's rigged against them. And they're never going to come to that position because some of them are too stupid to get it, but then it's also, hey, they got to serve their donors, and their donors' interests are at odds with your interests. So that's why the answer is justicedemocrats.com, because we're running candidates who take no corporate money, take no lobbyist money, take no PAC money. They only raise in small amounts from the people. And ultimately, we want to get money out of politics. So this isn't even a long-term solution of, hey, we'll just keep raising in little amounts from the people. We want to get clean elections by law. So they're going to fight for that. They're going to fight for all the progressive priorities that we talk about. And you can go read our platform. You can go read about our candidates. We've launched many of them. And if you want to get involved in the fight, it's justicedemocrats.com/donate. Remember, we're at an institutional disadvantage because our opponents can just raise a tremendous amount of money from big money donors. We don't have big money donors by design, so we need a lot from a few people. Well, we need a lot of money from a lot of people. A lot of small dollar donations from a lot of people, regular people. So that's what we're working on here. You can go to justicedemocrats.com/donate, or if you want to get a Secular Talk shirt, half the proceeds for the Secular Talk shirt drive that we're doing are going to Justice Democrats. So that's booster.com/Secular Talk shirts if you want to go that road. I can't believe after all this time, you know damn well how the Democrats can win. Bernie Sanders knows. Even Elizabeth Warren now gets it. She's listening to Bernie. She's like, ooh, this seems to be working. He's the most popular politician in the country, literally. So a bunch of people get it. It seems like the only people in the country who don't get it are the rest of the Democrats, where the best argument that they get, the best argument that they come up with is jobs. Gonna have to be a little more specific and a little more progressive. As I believe it was the great philosopher Beyonce said, to the left, to the left.